ready for another lesson?
Welcome back, folks, to Back Row Banter, your favorite casual movie talk podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Nathaniel. Joining me today is also BlakeHolder and Tyler Vidalis. Yep. Fellas, we're missing Adam.
We are.
Who?
Excellent point, Tyler. What can we make him?
Who's that guy?
Yeah, Austin Butler Adam, I should say. Maybe does that help us if I give him a pod name?
I guess it was kind of a,
It's not a good one. I'm not going to say it was, inspired or anything like that, but I just thought it might help if we put it in a way that the listeners will understand, obviously.
He can be asshole Butler Adam.
Whoa.
Or better, what it should be is what's Austin Butler's character in Dune Part 2? Is it Fade?
Oh,
something like
Roth.
that. Yeah.
That would be
Fade
a good
Adam.
One. Should Adam shave his head? Is that where we're getting to with this?
I mean, that would be dope.
I would agree.
I mean, if we had half the podcast with a shaved head, that would easily elevate us in like our power rankings, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I think we hit a whole demographic. Think of all of the bald people out there that don't listen to us because we only have one bald person. Like
That's
if we had
true.
two bald people, I feel like the bald community would be like, these guys are out here doing it for us, dude.
Well,
I think
if he grew it back too, they could vicariously kind of live through that. Yeah, like kind of be like, there he goes. I mean, he's got a good flow now. We might have to, but I mean, might have to convince his lady. Though she did just move here, so she's not going to break up with him out of that now, right? Like,
yeah. But actually, this is when he's got to flex his muscles in the relationship.
That's
now.
true.
Shave honestly, she can't leave him now. She already moved 900 miles.
This is the bad advice portion of the podcast.
I don't know her like personally, but obviously just knowing of her from like what Adam has said, all good things, all good things.
Of course.
I think she'd be down. She seems like a rather fun individual. I don't think there'd be really any convincing at all. I think she'd be like, "Can I be the one to do it?"
You're exactly right, Tyler. We need to really set this at the Gen Z level and do it for the bit. We have to we just need to approach this in the right way for him. Yeah. Maybe we don't break it to him suddenly. We need to kind of like make it if anything, make it for content in a way.
Yeah, do it for the vine, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Set it up in a language he'll understand.
Yeah, right. You got to put some Gen Z memes on it. And the fact that he is willing to trade half his life to play Halo 3 again on Xbox Live, and he wouldn't have to trade half his life to shave his head.
You're correct.
I think he'd be in agreement.
You're correct.
So I think we can talk Adam into doing this.
All right, new segment of the pod. If you're not on the pod, you don't get shit talked about you, but we do reserve the right to plan your life for you.
Make one rather immense decision in your life.
Anyways, like we said, folks, it's Back Row Banter. We're a little bit of a looser episode because we don't have our fearless leader, but we're going to be reviewing Caught Stealing, the new Darren Aronofsky joint, circa 2025, featuring, as we said earlier, Austin Butler, Zoe Kravitz is obviously in this one as well too, and Matt Smith. I think is we're all round out there.
He is.
How you fellas doing?
Good, man. Good. The one I'm looking forward to kind of talking about it. I guess I would say, I went into this with fair expectations, right? I do like Darren Aronofsky in a few of his films. I'm not super big on his entire catalog, but he does have some hitters. He does have some films that are kind of like, I want to go back to him. So pretty even kill going into this one. And honestly, I enjoyed it, man. It was a fun time. It was a fun time in the movie theater. Caught it at a decent showing too. Handful of people in the theater, and it seemed like everybody kind of enjoyed it. You got some laughs, and it was solid, man. I honestly I enjoyed it through and through. Obviously, I want to hear what the boys are saying, but not groundbreaking, not my favorite movie by any means, right? But definitely something went into, and I had fun. It's almost a late summer flick per se, right? Like you kind of go in, get entertained. There's some jokes, there's some action sequences. It kind of reads to me like a summer blockbuster. It just happened to come out Labor Day weekend.
Mm.
Fellas, what are you guys thinking? It sounds like Nathaniel's not rocking. He's not rocking. Ty, do you want to back me up on this, or do you also
I
feel the
think
same way Nathaniel feels?
I think I'm kind of in the middle of the road. I think I'm gonna need
Okay.
some convincing on either side here, from the boys. But I'm not gonna like completely shit all over this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it does have some redeeming qualities. My biggest thing is you have to go into this movie blind. Unfortunately, this is one of those movies where uh, the title kind of gives you the whole plot, and then
Mm-hmm.
on top of that, if you've seen the trailer, the original trailer, or any of the trailers, you've pretty much seen the whole movie. But overall, I think it was still fun in the aspect of some good action, kind of like you said, some pretty good laughs. Overall, I think it was a pretty well thought out, put together story. It's one of those stories where like the continuity just kind of flows because of the way that it was written and kind of played out. So it doesn't really, it's not like sci-fi or like that wouldn't happen, or like it's very believable, very lived in, pretty real. So yeah, I didn't have a terrible time with it, but yeah, that's kind of my takeaways. I feel like everybody wants to be here, which is important. Um,
Mm.
and I think overall, my biggest props would probably I guess there's a couple. The whole cast, I think, does a pretty good job. I think it's especially after the career that Austin Butler has built himself up until now. He's been very blockbustery.
Mm.
And it's also a lot of makeup. When he was doing Elvis,
Sure.
there's a lot of makeup in there. When he was doing Fade, again, like just completely covered in makeup. So it's very cool to see him kind of as a regular person, and they're able to still kind of get that feel out of him. He doesn't feel like he's, mega Hollywood in this, and they don't make him seem like he's too pretty for the role, as we say sometimes. So yeah, no, I think he does a pretty incredible job. So
Yeah. Obviously, we kind of just jumped into talking about it, and I just realized we didn't really go over how we do reviews on the back row segment here at all.
Alrighty.
But
reverse,
done
Terry.
there.
yeah. But yeah, folks, quick rundown for you. We'll talk about the movie itself. We won't go into any spoilers, as we've done a good job of not doing so far, I think. Kind of our initial thoughts on it.
Very well trained.
It's true. We've been doing this a while at this point.
Yeah.
But we'll go into kind of, our initial thoughts on it. We haven't actually even talked about it itself. It's Caught Stealing. It's starring Austin Butler. As Tyler said, maybe if you don't want to know anything else beyond that, Zoe Kravitz and Matt Smith, like I said earlier, maybe go watch it and see where you feel from there, if that sounds interesting to you, from the kind of brief descriptions we've given so far. Directed by Darren Aronofsky. The writer is Charlie Houston, which is based off his book. I'm reading all of this off the IMDb page. The summary itself on IMDb reads as follows. Burned out ex-baseball player Hank Thompson unexpectedly finds himself embroiled in a dangerous struggle for survival amidst the criminal underbelly of 1990s New York City, forced to navigate a treacherous underworld he never imagined. That feels like it repeats itself kind of halfway through. Yeah, it's kind of it's a crime caper a la a kind of like early 90s Guy Ritchie movie in some ways, where kind of like characters suddenly find themselves embroiled in kind of the criminal underbelly of a big city, in this case New York City in the 90s, as we kind of talked about. Yeah, so like kind of to our own structure, to kind of elaborate there, it sounds like we've got 2 recommends. I'll decide if I recommend or not. I don't know yet. We'll talk about that. But from then on will be spoiler time. We'll make a spoiler noise. If you don't want to have anything spoiled for you, you can check out there. We'll have a description in the show notes, which I've been taking notes on for our editor, Adam, who is at large, obviously. Might be shaving his head. We don't know. We'll find out quickly. Yeah. I bounced off this one, I think. And not like super hard, but I just never really bought in a whole lot, I felt like. I should say, like, I like Darren Aronofsky's early stuff, but I have not been a fan of his work in probably 5 to 10 years now. I don't love Noah, don't love Mother, never saw The Whale. Black Swan was good. I liked Black Swan.
Yeah.
But he's been more misses than hits for me recently. And I think this is like a step in the right direction. I think it's like, it's cool that he's taking I believe it's based off a book, and that kind of thing. And there's parts of it that I feel like really see that, particularly in some weird dialogue choices at points too. But I just like, this is a movie where the plot kind of hinges on a lot happening to one character, and it just kind of happens to him because he's kind of in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
And it's just sort of because. And that's a classic plot, right? That's one that we've talked a lot about on this podcast. Things like Big Lebowski, Uncut Gems, I think is a lot, kind of like has a lot of DNA similar to this in some ways too. Even like, I think of something like a 9 Days or something, where it's kind of like has that element of like, here's a character that we're introduced to in this world, things start happening to him and he has no control over it. And it just never really gets to a bigger point for me in those moments. And like, I just never really felt like things were just happening, and it was just kind of like, okay, well, a lot of crappy stuff is happening to this dude, and there wasn't a cathartic feeling at the end. It was just kind of like there. And like, I'm okay with ambiguity. I'm okay with like a vibes movie, but it didn't feel like it was going for that either. It felt like it was kind of like it was going for you don't make them like they used to 90s movie. And I think it succeeds in some areas. I don't want to like say that there's part of like I hated the whole thing. I think there's parts of this movie I like and I liked a lot, but I just wish maybe there was more of those. And yeah, but we'll talk about it more in spoilers in some ways, or in a lot of ways, I'm sure. But
Yeah, I mean, those are all valid critiques, right? I mean, to your point of being the right place, wrong time type of movie. But yeah, I mean, I thought there were a few redeeming quality, or enough, I should say, is probably the word I'm looking for. Enough redeeming qualities where you can kind of look over some and just kind of suspension of disbelief. I was like, you know what? Like, at one point, it hit me, and I was like, I think I'm just here for the ride, right?
and
like I'm just gonna watch a bunch of people just go through a series of different events.
I think it almost pulled that off for me too. Like, I think that definitely in the back third of the movie, particularly when we start getting the not spoilers, but like the Liev Schreiber character and the Vincent D'Onofrio character picking up more and stuff. I was having a great time during parts of that and that kind of thing. I thought that really worked. But I thought the a lot of the Zoe Kravitz stuff just didn't end up working well for me at all. And I thought a lot of the just the like Austin Butler, I don't want to say motivations, but like the setups that I felt like they were going for with like how the story was structured and kind of like what they were kind of saying at the beginning of the movie was not very much what they kind of like tried to pay it off with later. I don't know, like, and maybe a little bit of it too is like in like this is weird to say, but like I have kind of like weapons hangover, or like a couple of like there were just really good movies we've seen recently where I feel like I can tell that the creator of the movie is thinking about what information is being given at what time to the audience, or like kind of how they go about saying something, if it's showing and not telling, and like what you are deciding to show when and stuff. And like this just felt so middle of the road, and like by being middle of the road it just felt worse in my opinion. Like for someone as talented as like this cast, Darren Aronofsky, everything that was kind of like going into it's just kind of like just a movie for me in that way. So that's as much as I kind of want to go into it, pre-spoilers and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
but
for sure. For sure.
You know, that's just kind of where I was coming from overall. I didn't hate it, but there was stuff about it that like, because of the way that it is, I think for me it just hit a wrong chord.
So you're ultimately your thumbs down on.
I think
right?
I'm a not. I think I don't recommend this. Go. There's other things out now that you could go and see or something. You know.
Name one.
Go see Weapons again, bro. Like, you know, let's see. You could stay at home, watch that. I watched bit of sizzle. I watched the Ocean Gate documentary about the submersible on Netflix.
Wow,
nice.
That was a good one.
Speaking of weapons, I have seen, this is a little off topic, but you know, still movie topic. I have seen the rumblings that people are full blown asking for a prequel. With Aunt what's her face, and it's
Gladys?
like and it's getting like super fast tracked. Like they're almost like
fucking disgusting, bro.
Don't give it to the same director. Pick someone else, maybe. But like,
don't even do it, man.
Okay,
but I guess
well,
I
then,
understand. Like that's what, and I know we say we're the casual movie talk podcast, and obviously we're all around. We're gonna talk about a handful of different movies, and I know this is a called Stilling episode, but like that's what drives revenue, and that's what drives 100%. Things with these studios is the casual fan, and like everyone 100%. Wants everything laid out to them. Right, everyone wants exposition dumps. Everyone wants to know the backstory of all these different characters.
Well, that's where I
think it's beauty when you just kind of leave things up for interpretation. We don't know who she is.
It's not even interpretation that I necessarily am looking for. I'm just like, things used to be like, they're so much better when you don't have some
when
of
there's
that
ambiguity.
Yeah. It's
it's
okay.
Maybe
we
that's
don't
where
have to have an answer for that.
That's where
everything doesn't have to be a fucking cinematic universe, right? Because like we're gonna get the prequel, and they're gonna be like, oh, well, that's gonna green light and do well, and they're like, what about the sequel to Weapons and the little boy, and when he grows up, you know? And it's like, no, man, just leave it. But I don't know.
That's a good way to look at it. Everything is like in universe stage. Everything has to be. I mean, look at Conjuring, dude. Like it's fucking massive how big that series has gotten for no reason at all.
No raisins?
None at all.
Not even California
12
raisins?
years rolling. They're 12 years rolling on the fucking Conjuring franchise, man.
They're gonna do a crossover with Fast Furious at some point.
yeah.
Dom's gonna be like, you know, they talked about bringing Brian back. He's a ghost.
It's a haunted car.
He's a family ghost, and you know, so we got to get you guys out here to help us. And then you know they're gonna come in and they're gonna do an exorcism on an R34, and the Brian
That
ghost is
is-
going to go away. Like, is that what we're looking for right now? Is that what's happening?
We are when
That is disgusting, Tyler.
deep
That
in
is
the
an
weeds.
AI. That's like when AI starts making movies. Like that's absolutely an AI movie.
That's a
for
money
sure,
laundering
in 2076.
AI. Yeah, money laundering AI tier movie.
Oh man.
All right, two things to talk about off of that. I think I had. Jesus, where did we go? Start from that. If we're gonna do an Aunt Gladys prequel, do it the old school way and give it to someone who has like no affiliation with the original, and just let them go buck wild. Like, do it like just. I don't even want it to like be remotely attached to it. I just want to have someone else's weird interpretation of Aunt Gladys at that point. Because like Zach Cregger, I don't think they're going to convince to come back for that kind of prequel thing. I don't see it.
I fucking hope not.
That being said, you guys haven't
Caught
seen
stealing.
it. You haven't seen it yet, but like I also reflect on the 28 years later sequel trailer that just dropped, and like that's an instance of Danny Boyle like going back to this thing that he had earlier, and obviously like continuing to make stuff in that franchise and stuff. And like what for me 28 years later set up was this very clear indication from him that he's like he has grown, and like the property has grown now, and he's coming back to it not out of interest of like nostalgia, but to just like do something different with it too. And I think that in certain ways is exciting, right? And like in some ways is keeping the franchise quote unquote fresh in people's mind, but also, man, it looks awesome. Like I'm so excited for that movie. Which is going to be, I think the sequel that the new trailer just dropped is directed by the Nia DaCosta, who did the new Candyman. It's not Danny Boyle directing; he just wrote it with Alex Garland, kind of.
I
thing.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they filmed them back to back, I think, and yeah, they brought her in because I think Danny Boyle's like, I like your style.
Okay.
So, anyways, back to what we're talking about this week. Yeah.
Caught stealing.
Yeah. I keep forgetting the title in some ways too.
So, so I guess we'll jump into spoilers here.
Yeah, we can.
If you want to hit the spoiler alert here.
Let's go for the classic air horn. Oh, I have to actually turn up the volume too. That helps. Shit goes down.
Yeah. So
timestamp this. I don't know if you already are, but I'm just making sure we're on the same page.
Excellent call, sir.
Good point.
Got that. Entering it.
So while you're saying you keep forgetting the name of this movie, so like going into this blind, what I thought this was the fucking Leonardo DiCaprio, Tiana Taylor, Benicio
another
del
battle
Toro movie.
or
Like
whatever.
that's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Or I was like, it's got like, I knew like the lead was a white male. I knew there was also a black woman who was involved that had like a major role.
Sure.
Right. And like the Zoe Kravitz, Regina Hall character. And I was like, is that the movie I'm seeing? And then like Austin Butler popped on the screen and I was like, oh, it's the other movie I was thinking this was. So that was kind of the funny bit on here. But yeah, so I mean, overall, I mean, I thought it was okay. Low expectations. I mean, there's some decent action sequences. Austin Butler in here, I mean, I think he's like acting his ass off, for lack of a better term. I mean, it's probably one of the better roles he's had to do. He's got a very in-depth character that involves trauma and kind of a past life and a decision he's made that's altered his life path, right? Where he had a lot of things going for him at one point in time. He made a terrible decision, and now he's kind of living with the consequences of that. So this is a good character for him that can kind of go through a multitude of different emotions and whatnot through his journey. The Zoe Kravitz character, like, I mean, I guess on paper, I would have thought she would have had a little bit more to do with it because I mean, essentially,
Yeah, man.
she's off to what, like less than halfway through the movie,
A third
right?
of the movie, 30% in my
Sure.
mind. Like,
Yeah, she's off pretty early, which is like,
Like-
oh, I mean, we should like to see her do a little more. But like, all she really is just somebody. She's like a stepping stone for the Austin Butler character to like go to the next phase in the story.
right.
If that makes sense.
And like, I don't think you have to like your main character, right? I don't think you have to. I'm not of the like opinion that you need to. Oh, I it didn't make me feel good, so the movie is bad, therefore, kind of thing. But I just never felt like I fucking cared about this dude. Like, my man killed his best friend drunk driving is the reveal when he's 18, and I was just like, fuck this dude, man. Like, I don't know. I just, and then like the fridging the girlfriend is the term that is like, I guess used in media studies. We might be have lost Blake there, or at least I did. Tyler, have you heard that term at all?
Sorry, you guys like both cut out, and then Blake's video went away, and you may be frozen now.
Okay, can you hear me? Maybe not. Maybe I need to back up. I'll do that.
Oh,
Hello?
okay.
Are we good here?
I
can
think so.
see you.
Yeah.
Blake doesn't have video, but I can see you, and I can hear everybody. At
All
least
right.
for now.
I think I'm back.
Okay.
I don't know what there's some weird hiccup going on, but I made a note of it in the in our podcast show notes, so we should be good. What was the last thing? Sorry, say that again, Tyler.
I just said you made note of it in the time.
I made a note. I've made a note. Blake and Tyler, what was the last thing you heard? I was in the middle of a rant.
It was
the.
Go ahead, Ty.
I was just say it was like literally the beginning of your rant. You were like, so big reveal is that he kills his friend in a car accident.
Right.
Correct.
Drunk driving car accident, kills his friend, and that's why he shattered his knee and is no longer in the MLB or playing baseball. And can't forgive himself for it, kind of thing. I don't know, man. Like, that just made me feel like he was a piece of shit, and I didn't really give a shit about him. And then sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off because I clearly paused there, Blake. But the other thing that I talked about was while we were in the break was the term fridging the girlfriend. Have you guys heard that term?
No, I'm not entirely sure.
So it comes from I'm pretty sure Green Lantern comic book where the main Green Lantern is like the new iteration. They just rebooted the character, and I don't even remember his name. It might be Kyle Rayner, it could be something else. But either way, more or less, his backstory setup is that like he's out there, he's just gotten his Green Lantern powers, and to like make them edgy, they kind of gave him a girlfriend and then had like a C-rate villain kill her while he was away and stuff her in a fridge. And then he came back and like that was like found her in the fridge, and that was so traumatizing that like gave him this motivation kind of thing. And it's basically become like a shorthand term in media studies for being like a bullshit reason to like emotionally manipulate the audience into being on side with your protagonist through no other ways other than killing a woman, which is just kind of like lazy after a certain point. And that's where like I really felt too, like in this one where I'm just like, and it's one of those things where like once you start noticing it, you'll notice how many different things do it. But yeah, it was like that gut punch pool I didn't feel like ended up serving the story at all. And like by doing that, it pulled me out of the world that the movie was trying to create, and like almost instantly put me into like film critic mode where I was just like, oh, like what is this doing then? Like, and yeah, I don't know. It just wasn't successful for me in that way. I think the Austin Butler performance, as we talked about, is really good. I think he's really good in that. I
Yeah,
think,
absolutely.
it does it bodes well for him as a upcoming movie star kind of thing, and I think the cast in this overall is really good. I think Darren Aronofsky has a lot of really good inspired shots in this, and I think it's actually his best movie he's made for a while. I don't want to completely kick this movie and in that kind of way, but it just didn't, on the emotional satisfying side of things, succeed for me, and it didn't have enough interesting things about it for it to end ambiguously or like kind of frustratingly the way something like an Uncut Gems would, or even a Big Lebowski would. It didn't have the stress and the terror of Uncut Gems. It didn't have the comedy and absurdism of Big Lebowski. So I just kind of left feeling very, like I said, middle of the ground on it, which made me feel worse.
Yeah, which I mean, I think all of those are valid gripes, right? I mean, I think to its core, right? I mean, when you're comparing the wrong person, wrong time situation, I mean, between those three films, I don't know. I may have a personal preference of this over the Big Lebowski.
Sure.
Even though, but that's just me due to nostalgia. Like, I didn't grow up watching the Big Lebowski, right? Like, I don't think I watched that too.
No, and I totally recognize that as well too, right? But like,
yeah,
you can't say that that's not a distinct flavor. Like the Big Lebowski.
Oh,
is
100%. Yeah. Yeah. And even a comparative to this to Uncut Gems. Like, I think I'm more comfortable turning on Uncut Gems to this, let alone, I mean, the Adam Sandler performance in that is also phenomenal. And that's something that this turned into almost an Uncut Gems. But like, that's phenomenal for Adam Sandler because that's totally out of the realm we've ever seen him play a role before.
Sure.
So that was compelling enough to like get me like, oh man, like Adam Sandler doing something like this and not just the goofy go lucky guy, right? Low budget comedy. And side note, Kevin Garnett is fucking awesome in Uncut Gems, by the way. But yeah, so I mean, back to Caught Stealing. I mean, I think there was enough with the plot to get me involved between the Austin Butler character, the Jewish mobsters, as well as were they Russian? Right, and as well as the Russian mobsters, and kind of watching everybody essentially like fuck each other over for $4 million or something like that, a little over $4 million, which we don't really get do we get the backstory on like how that whole thing went down? I don't think we really know what it comes from. It's
ecstasy
drugs.
Yeah,
it's ecstasy. Okay,
yeah.
I know it had to do with a party club drug.
Yeah, I can sometimes understand British slang. Like the whole exposition in this comes from Matthew. What's his name? Matt.
Is it Smith?
Matthew Smith. Thank you. His whole character in a Cockney accent. So I caught about a third of it, but I think he was saying that it was a really quality thing of ecstasy that he had picked up somewhere, or like originally belonged to the Jewish gentleman or something, and like they were trying to funnel it through the clubs, and everyone was getting a cut basically, and he was the money man to be to divide everyone's cut to each other, but he had to leave because his father had a stroke and never ended up actually distributing the money out, hence everyone's after him and angry. So like I guess, and like in tone, I guess this movie reminds me a lot of like The Monkey, where like people die for comedic effect in a lot of ways, like in like other characters that their deaths are almost played as punchlines for laughs and that kind of thing. Not that this is like in the same level of black comedy that The Monkey is, but just kind of like I guess what it's going for, where like other movies would use more violence. But even then, like the little bald Russian dude that beats him so badly he loses a kidney.
Yeah.
Wild.
One of the worst characters I've ever come across on film. Like just a despicable human.
Yeah, he's an asshole.
even his character I didn't overly care for. He came off a little like cartoonish
It's
in
so
my mind.
weird. Like it's
Yeah.
so weird. And then he just like knocks him out. Like, brother, I'm sorry. I'm taking your hands. You take my kidney. Like,
I agree. It would have been cool to see Austin Butler give him a little more, but I mean, you do get a satisfying like 1-2 piece combo.
Yeah, where he suddenly discovers hands, which was such a strange thing. Like, and then he tries to repeat it with the Regina Hall character, and like that's like played for laughs, kind of, and I kind of enjoyed that, but it like. At that point, that was so tonally different from the rest of the movie as well, too, where I was like, when it goes to those heightened areas, I just didn't love it as much. Or like I personally felt like this movie has so many appealing things for me. This like commitment to like 90s filmmaking, the like whole baseball line, like this kicking ass in the mob world thing, but it just did not land at all. And maybe I'm upset about that as well too. Like, I don't know.
Who were you guys more drawn to? Was it the side story with the Russian mobsters and like the crazy guy with the birthmark on his face?
Hated that bit.
Or the Jewish mobsters with Liev Schreiber, which I didn't really know that was him. So like, there was a scene where he's running after Austin Butler.
Yeah.
And that's when it hit me, and I was like,
it should be noted.
Is that Liev Schreiber?
Should be noted.
So that was cool.
Austin Butler looks great running on movies. We could have a successor.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
To Tom Cruise in the running on film.
I agree.
Category.
I totally agree. That scene where he sees him on like kind of the neighborhood street.
Yeah.
And he like runs off into the alley. Yeah, that is a good scene. I agree. He's in great shape for that shit.
So we need to keep an eye on that moving forward. How does Austin Butler run? And can we get more Austin Butler running movies out there? Maybe an Olympic movie, maybe something along those lines. We gotta think about this. maybe plays a pentathlete or something, or the
right.
Yeah. Anyways, no, I actually agree. As soon as Liev Schreiber and Vincent D'Onofrio come on screen, the movie is so much better. Loved everything that they're together. Loved the scene at the family place. Loved like the weird, the broken world lines and all of that bit, and like their kind of like weird like relationship with violence and all that stuff. All of that worked so much better for me than the Regina Hall scenes, which bummed me out because she's a great actress. Like she arguably like she's doing a lot of really good stuff, and then just never fucking bought like that she was in league with the Russian dudes and stuff. Like all of that just never really worked for me on that stuff.
I'm in agreement on that. She not my favorite role from her at all.
Also, shout out this movie for using the same movie gag as George of the Jungle with the lighter gun. That really comes up as a specific plot point in that movie as well too.
It's so funny.
Also, you wasted Zoe Kravitz, man. Like she could have been great in this movie. I was so mad about that, and maybe that's affecting my opinion of this as well too. But like, damn it, it's so annoying.
Yeah, I agree. That would have been one. It would have been cool to see her kind of get a little more screen time in this and not just be our protagonist partner, right, for lack of a better term. One thing I do want to commend for this movie though is obviously the cat, and I realize it's on the movie poster as well.
The cat does rule. Yeah,
one of the better movie cats we've got in a while. Definitely better than the cat in Quiet Place Day One, for sure. Shout out that cat though; he was a cool orange cat. But this cat definitely takes the cake on this one.
Yeah, and there's a really interesting bit at the end where the lady says, "You guys have the same eyes." That felt very much like
I don't know if I understood that.
That felt very much like this is a line in the book that's significant, and like I'm the writer, and like I demand that this is at least somewhere in the movie at some point, kind of thing.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. Yeah, that's when he's at the bar, and where does he make it to? Is it Aruba or
Tulum?
Tulum? That's what
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, that was a little strange.
Sorry, I interrupted you again, but go ahead.
Yeah, no worries. I was going to say one thing where I did get sold on this immediately, and it's early in the film, and I don't know if either you two will catch this reference, but early in the film, when you're first meeting Austin Butler, and he's the bartender there, and he's got the San Francisco Giants hat on, and obviously they turned on the Mets because it takes place in New York. There's the two guys who work at the bar.
Action Bronson.
It's Amtrak, Amtrak, and the other guy, but one of them was Action Bronson, and like I saw him, and then literally, brother, that's when I was like, I'm cool with the movie. I don't care what goes on. They gave Action Bronson an actual role,
but then they kill him too, and like, God damn it.
But I knew he was gonna die. You know what I mean? It would have been cool though, because he lasted like almost 3/4 of the movie.
The most annoying characters don't die quickly enough.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. It was one I was like, I know he's cooked.
Yeah.
But shout out Action Bronson, man, for them casting an actual like New York rapper in this is dope. Is dope.
No, I think he was great. The guy that owns the bar, who I think is Griffin Dunn. Who, Blake, if you've seen American Werewolf in London, is the
that's the guy who owns the bar, right? Who ends up taking out the shotgun and shooting him.
He's not the main character in that, and he's the friend who gets killed and keeps coming back as a ghost.
Wow. Okay, I wouldn't have put that together. Granted, I've only seen that one time, and it was like COVID.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Sure.
So that's something I should rewatch.
But I thought he was great in this. Loved that whole bit that they had. And like, there's a very interesting subplot about Butler's relationship with alcohol that's never really commented on in the movie, like text itself as well too, that I thought was just like, I don't know. I think I don't know what about this movie doesn't work for me, and like I'm struggling not to kind of like just focus on weird little things that I know bother me, because I'm trying to figure out, like, I saw it today too, so maybe I don't have enough like separation from it, but I'm trying to figure out like what about it is there something in the story, and I guess I just keep coming back to like that thing of I'm not on this character's side at any point in the movie, and the subsequent reveals don't make me on their side either. And so like why there's better movies out there that do a different version of this. But yeah. Tyler, I've talked a lot. Can you talk some?
No, you guys have both talked quite a bit. I it's just hard because kind of like what I told you guys in the beginning, I'm kind of in between the both of you. I'm sitting on the fence, and it's just one of those things where there are a decent amount of pros and a decent amount of cons, and I mean, you've even said all your cons, but sometimes your cons sound like pros, but you've even said it, it's hard for you to not be able to assimilate with this movie, even though it's got so many good things going for you. You would almost see that this would just naturally be down your alley. But yeah, I think maybe if they would have introduced the fact that maybe if they gave him different a reason why like he didn't kill his friend from drunk driving, maybe giving you a reason to kind of root for him a little bit more would have gotten you a little bit behind this movie.
Yeah,
because he is the main character, right? There's not a scene in this movie that doesn't have Austin in it. Like it's 100% on him. So it's all his POV. So yeah, it's hard sometimes to want to root for him when that there is this kind of thing lingering in the background where, you know, he did kill his best friend from a drunk driving accident, and then he's just kind of moping about the fact he's realistically more upset about the fact that he's not playing baseball anymore, more or less, than he's upset with the fact that he killed his best friend,
which is
and
something it does explicitly comment on, right? Like he does say, like,
Yeah.
I did that, I killed him, like that was that kind of thing.
Yes. Yeah, that was like the turning point on him in the third act.
Right. And I think the movie does do that. Like there's no denying that, but I guess for me it was kind of like, so what? So so I'm supposed to like kind of forgive you or hope that you like that everything works out for you, like all right, I guess. And like I think there's a way you can make that plot line work and everything come together. I just don't I wasn't it wasn't working for me.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it kind of sucks that he's, you know, mourning more or less the loss of his career versus the loss of his friend. I think if they
sure.
would have made it more about the loss of his friend and him trying to really, you know, become a better person from that, it would have maybe driven his character a little bit more, because you do want to root for him, and I think in most cases you do. But yeah, I think there's a little bit better of a way you could have
Yeah.
written that backstory for him to kind of humanize him a little bit, because you got to think that anybody that's put in that scenario in real life is just like they're absolutely mourning their friend more than, you know, their career.
Right. And like
You would want to continue to do rehab and get better and play, you know, professional ball because everyone told you couldn't, or you know, want to put a stop to drunk driving, and now you're sober ever since that accident happened, and now you're trying to, you know, drive that a little bit more. But he basically recreates the accident at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It becomes almost
So-
a weird like his calling card. Like,
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, he's a wet bandit, dude. So he's just out here fucking killing people. So yeah, it's just I totally agree with you on that aspect. I think that's one thing that they could have rewritten or just tweaked a little bit to make me also want to be on his side, because you do kind of, you know, sit there and fight with it for quite some time. So, but I mean, overall, it's just I've never heard that fridging term, and you know, after kind of learning that, it does suck that, you know, they just kill off the female for motivation, or now that the motivation has been done, you know, they just kill that character off, because Zoe is obviously very talented, and she could have driven a lot more of this film, but they just, you know, they kill her off, they don't let her. So I do agree with that being part of a rather shame for this film as well.
Yeah, and I think like the ultimate reveal of the mom's like Laura Dern, like, man, I would have been cool to see her on screen some too. Like I think that could have been like a way to bring more of that in, and like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like, and this is,
Were you?
go ahead.
I was gonna say, were you guys trying to figure out who the mother was
course.
the entire time?
Of course,
Yeah, because I'm like, man, like that sounds so familiar, and then finally you get the reveal, and I was like, that's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
No, yeah, like of course, and like the like, so like another bit that like irked me, like you have that moment where he's talking with the police officer with Regina Hall, and she's like,
Yes.
oh no, he says like, oh no, my mother taught me, like, which again isn't really paid off or like set up in a way, but is like delivered like a line that like should be revealing, it feels
I agree.
you know. And then she's like, oh well, respect to mom, only for that character to just betray him later on. So like me as an audience member, I feel like my emotional bit in that scene of like where I'm like, oh yeah, like Regina like knows ball, and like also like his like respect to his mom is just like, well, that's just fucking like because there's only 5 characters in this movie and half of them betray the main character, like I as an audience member aren't really cool with, you know, all of that stuff. I don't know. It just that's what I kind of talk about, where it feels like something's not right in kind of you're not thinking about what your audience is going through. You're just kind of like pursuing the story, which again can work in some ways. Like sometimes that does work, and I don't want to take away that from anyone that is enjoying this movie. But it just didn't work for me.
Yeah, I'm on the fence. You know, this is a hard one for sure, because I want to like it more than what I do, but it's not like
He straight up kills Matt Smith.
Yeah,
cracks him in the head with a baseball bat, and then tackles him into a radio. And then later on, they're like, "You're not a killer, bro. What is he then?" Like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's
the reveal of the Matt Smith character just casually passing on like the train leaving, I don't know the name of Mets ballpark.
Yeah,
it was just like
Shea Stadium
combo.
Old Shea.
That's just mid combo, and then he finally crunches. But I mean, it's cool. I like that they leaned into like the actual New York sports culture, where they're leaving it. It's funny enough, and I realized once the Russian guy takes Austin Butler's hat the first time they meet each other, and then like throughout the movie he always has the hat on. It's just like kind of a funny bit, right? And like I didn't really catch it till maybe the third time I saw him with it. And then they're at the stadium. Then of course they throw the bit of like, hey, like I heard a Giants hat, which like, I don't know the lore behind it. Are they actual rivals between the Giants and the Mets, or is that just part of the plot?
Not that I'm aware of, but like they would have been like playoff rivals at that time, and they've like set that up enough.
Sure, okay.
Yeah. Funny enough, like the Giants do lose that series that game against the Cubs that he's watching at the end of it, and the Cubs do go to the playoffs in that, like. In time. Yeah. Giants don't make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, whatever that was, 98, what the fuck it is. Yeah.
Which also, like, the Giants also feature Barry Bonds at that time, at the start of his monstrous era. Which, I mean, listeners of the podcast, aka Adam, might not. I mean, I think he was raised on baseball, but they might not really remember the Barry Bonds era in no uncertain terms. Like, it was fucking wild that dude just cranked home runs at the way that he did, and also the like most walked player in the league. Like, people would just refuse to pitch to him. Basically, that's never really happened again.
Yeah, well, I mean, so does he still have all those records? I mean, obviously, he was juicing.
He's still number one all time in home runs.
So they haven't taken those hits away, they have, and he still has the record.
No, they haven't. I think it might officially have an asterisk, but like, no, he's still up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever, dude. Bring it back.
No, like like genuinely, like the older I get, and the like, I agree with you. Like it takes more than steroids to hit a home run. The game is more exciting with home runs, right?
Oh,
like,
for sure.
There's a certain part, and like baseball is not a combat sport. There's no problem. You're not gonna be, punching people in the face, and like your steroids are breaking someone else's bones when otherwise they wouldn't, kind of thing, right? But it is wild. Like, that was a strange time in baseball. Anyways, we're off topic again already. Or not already, but currently. Yeah. Caught stealing. Loved the Hasidic brothers going full Boondock Saints for a moment there.
Yeah. That was cool. I agree.
I give it 2.5 out of 5 stars for me.
Yeah, I like I said, I hear you guys. I mean, I'm not riding home. I'm like, man, I love this movie. I feel it just did enough between like the 3 storylines of just watching people, basically like backdoor each other, and him kind of getting some positive resolution to the story, right, where he basically takes the funds and runs off.
Right. He gets away.
Yeah, I mean,
gets to Tulum. Gives half to his ma.
Yeah.
I did like that. He cares for his mother. That is
Right.
admirable.
That's his strong suit. Yeah.
Yeah. I liked their justification for him.
Yeah.
There.
The only thing I don't like is I don't like the Russian guy with the birthmark on his face who's like, one of the coolest characters for sure. But I don't like that, like, we didn't get, like, I almost would have rather seen him like die or something.
He needed
like
to come
how
up
much of a jackass he was.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about when I was talking about like setups, where I was like, that dude has been set up for his comeuppance at the end of the movie. He needed,
for sure, just to get like 1-2 comboed and knocked out.
Yeah, he needed something else beyond that. The man deserved a beating at the very least. He lost a kidney. Like, that's a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably good though for his poor drinking habits.
Yeah. But then, it's only like, the one character that actually cared about him and told him about it just didn't get killed off screen afterwards.
True.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's kind of all I got here.
Yeah. Adam actually, so bit of a spoiler. So we're in spoilers.
Yeah.
Adam had it rated the same as you on Letterboxd. You both had it at 3.5 stars. So
yeah.
I don't know if we can say where he would have where he would have landed on recommend or not recommend, but we can say he's at least feeling on the positive side about this movie.
Yeah, I feel like he would have probably been a recommend.
Yeah.
That being said,
but no formal review from Adam, so we don't have anything to share with you all. This time
we can't we can't rank it.
Send it, but he clearly didn't because
we can't rank it up on the Entropy list. Do you guys feel? How would you feel on tiers on this movie? Quick poll among the boys. I'm a C tier.
Yeah,
like, I don't hate it. It's a C. It's a C for me. It'd probably be on the lower end of C, but it would still be a C.
Let me see what's C tier. C tier starts Gladiator 2, Mishma's Final Reckoning, Pearl, Laden Out the Devil, Scream, Bloodlines. Yeah, I would throw it in here. Pitch Black, Us, Underwater.
Yeah,
I'm with that.
Yeah,
I'm going C tier. Yep.
Somewhere in there. Agreed.
Okay. Well, the tier system I think is proving itself useful. That's a we can give an applause there for Adam for championing that on our last anniversary episode. You boys been watching anything recently? I said I watched the Ocean Gate documentary.
First, brother, do we? Do we want to rank it, or
I don't think we can.
Like, do you want to give your actual ranking?
Oh, I wasn't even gonna worry about it because we could.
Adam obviously is going to, so I mean we're going to have to at some point. So whether we do it with him on the next episode or whether we just do it now, it doesn't really matter. So it's really up to you guys. But I'm down for whatever.
That's fine. Let's save it then. I'm jumping ahead. Let's save it. We're all in C tier nonetheless, so that's how we'll rank it for this up.
That's kind of how I was thinking.
I'm with you.
Like, gives us a good kind of like ballpark, but like isn't a committed kind of thing. And then once we're all together,
we're all in this together, everyone. I don't know the rest of the song.
Yeah, me either. But anyways, you've been watching anything?
No, I haven't caught up on Alien Earth, man. I haven't. I've heard it's getting good. My dad even told me it's rolling too. You had some comments on it last week. It seems like people are high on it, man. But I haven't gotten to it, brother.
I really liked the first 2 episodes. Episode 3 or 4, I can't remember how many there are. Like the episode that I watched since we recorded last and since this week was kind of a filler. I didn't love it. So but I think I've got a new one to watch since then. So I'm still interested to see how that goes, and maybe, like your dad was saying, they're coming good on it overall. But there are some things. Did you hear at all about like the sheep thing? Have you heard anything about the sheep?
No, I've been trying to stay away a little bit. I just see rumblings on a Reddit forum.
I won't say anything else. But yeah, that'll be that's when after you see that, I want to know your thoughts.
Valid.
Any you said that was pretty much all you were getting to?
As you guys know, sorry, go ahead.
No, you got it.
I could just see like mouths going up to microphones and then like nothing goes out. So it's funny. But no, I want to catch up on Alien Earth. As you guys know, I was down at the cabin over the weekend. So not a lot of TV happens when you're down there.
True. Have experienced that.
You have, yeah. Very few have. But yeah, I got a little surprised guest from Rob and his wife Kristen.
Oh.
So that was a lot of fun. We kind of planned on them coming up for them because they're in Nashville.
Sure.
They're only about 2.5, 3 hours. So once we figured out that basically like none of my siblings were coming with their significant others, Rob and I put some evil plans into the works.
Nice.
To have him come up. So him and Kristen got to come and spend a couple of days up with us. So it was a good time.
Nice.
It's dope, man. Dope.
Yeah. So not watching shit. Oh, they're just the race. And
Yeah,
I actually missed most of the race. I really wanted to watch it, but we teed off at 8. And
so you played some
by
golf.
the time I figured out that there was a race on, I was like, fuck. So I ended up watching like the last couple of laps. Shout out Isaac Hajar. Like, what a drive from that kid. Super excited to see what he does. Hopefully he doesn't take the Red Bull seat because we all know it's cursed.
It's like the defense against the dark arts position at Hogwarts. You cannot last.
Literally. So yeah, other than that, I watched the start and basically like first 2 laps, last laps is pretty much what I watched. So
I have been extraordinarily busy for the last week and a half, basically, just with family coming in and then flying out in multiple areas, doing some cat sitting as well.
Ooh, okay.
Last week we had the finals of volleyball as well too, so obviously that was a big deal as well. But between all of that, I did get some movie watching in. I watched Raging Bull, the Martin Scorsese, Robert De Niro boxing movie. After last week, we watched The Departed. Obviously, this was one I don't know if he was maybe nominated. De Niro was definitely nominated. Excuse me. It's about the real life boxer Jake LaMotta and kind of his life story. Is based off his own memoirs, and he's a piece of shit. He's one of the worst people I think I've ever come across, but makes a great and fascinating subject for a movie. Came out in 1980, filmed in black and white. Really interesting movie. Definitely worth watching. It's on Prime, I want to say, but also I think maybe Tubi.
Okay.
But like is definitely not an easy watch for sure. De Niro's incredible in it. Like one of those ones where you're like, oh, this is why everyone goes for you. Same with Joe Pesci. He plays his brother as well too.
Oh, wow.
He's incredible in it. So yeah, then I also as I said earlier, I watched the Ocean Gate submersible Netflix documentary on Netflix. Crazy movie. Great to see a billionaire just really pay for their own problems at that point and really go down with their ship. So happy about that, but awful that he killed other people too.
And his child. I believe he had a son involved, right?
It's not his. It was another guy's.
Okay,
It was
I got you.
one of the
I got you.
passengers who this was a thing that I found out from it. Because they weren't like actually, there's different laws on whether or not how much responsibility you have for people if they are crew or if they're a paying passenger. He had everyone who was paying to go on board as like a visitor or a tourist pay and like do certain tasks on the sub to qualify as crew members so that he didn't have as much liability on it and shit.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
Interesting.
Anyways, the other thing I watched was a documentary called The Smashing Machine, which the boys might recognize as the same title as the upcoming Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson movie called The Smashing Machine, directed by one of the brothers from the Safdie Bros, who directed Uncut Gems and such. But it is a remake, in essence, of this documentary about one of the early UFC champions, Mark Kerr, and kind of his life in the early 2000s in fighting and such. And it's one I'd never seen, but had heard a lot about. Obviously, being a fan of MMA and that sort of thing, and UFC and kind of the history there. And I think it gives a very realistic depiction and understanding of what being a professional fighter was at that time, and what that kind of was, and like kind of what the era was, and it was this kind of this element of like halfway carnival, halfway wrestling. Like basically, if you're a collegiate wrestler in the United States, post college there is no career path for you, right? It's not like football. It's not like basketball. It's not like baseball. If you're the best of the best, you will not be going somewhere and making millions and millions of dollars. You will at best be a coach for the Olympian team, which makes $100,000 a year, right? And lo and behold, in the late 90s, early thousands, here comes these fighting organizations where guys who are collegiate wrestlers are taking that skill set, which for the purpose of sport has been reduced, right, to you don't injure your opponent, and they're taking the limits off. And now these guys are going out there and actually finding out what wrestling is like in a fighting context, and it's very different. So I think that's really interesting to see, and like that documentary is fascinating. I'm sure we'll do the movie for the pod. I think it comes out in October, maybe. I'll be very interested to kind of like compare it. If anyone wants to watch it, is on Dailymotion. Interestingly enough, it is very difficult to find now, even though it was an HBO documentary at the time. It's not on HBO Max. So you can really only find it in by sailing the high seas, we'll say. Anyways, that's what I've been watching. How you guys doing? Are you ready to get out of here?
Yeah, I don't have much on what we're watching. I've just been piling through Snowfall with Haley. We got on that kick after F1, but outside of that, I don't.
How many
I don't
episodes?
think I have
of
anything new. There's 6 seasons, 7 seasons.
Wow. Okay, I didn't realize there was that many. Okay.
There's a lot, but granted, it just finished like 2024 or something like that. You know what I mean? 2023. So right now, I think we're in season 3, episode 2, something like that. But it's picking up. It's good. So
all right.
Yeah, but that's all I got, man.
Well, yeah. Then we'll pause here for I can't remember. Do you guys remember what we have next week?
I'm on the list right now. Let me pull it up for you. We have. Ooh, sick. We're going to have to edit it right now on paper. We have Conjuring Last Rites. And that's something I will not be advocating for on this podcast. So we can put something else in there, whatever the boys want.
Not super interested in that either. So why don't we we'll insert post pod Adam here. I'll make another note of that, and we'll go from there.
What's up, everybody? It's your favorite host, Post Pod Adam, coming at you with an update on what we're watching next week. A little disingenuous because if you're listening to this as it's uploaded, delayed upload on this week's episode, next week's episode. They're all coming out at the same time. But anyway, next week will be a review of Tron Legacy as we prepare for Tron Ares. So if you're listening to this in sequence and want to check that out, go ahead and do that. And then join us for our review, which is live right now.
And wow, what a great choice that is for us. I'm sure the boys will be excited to talk about it. I'm sure that you, the listener, are excited to hear about it. Whether it's a short list choice or something we've just come up with right off the top of our domes. The point is, we're talking movies. Yeah. Anyways, let's get on out of here, boys. Thank you so much, listener, for listening. Thank you for sharing the podcast with other folks. I mean, if you want to at this point, realistically, we've been out here for a while. We know our listeners. We love you. If you want to keep sharing it and talking to other people about it, we really appreciate it. We're gonna, we're gonna do what we're gonna do. Should we grow? We would like that. Should we not? We're gonna keep doing it because we like talking to each other. At this point,
our friendship grows no matter what.
Yeah, that's true. There's a certain amount of doing it just because we like each other and we like talking. Hopefully that comes across. We like talking to you too. So yeah, be excellent to each other, everyone. Tyler, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Letterboxd, and Xall. Tyler Vidalis, Vidales. Blake.
Letterboxd, BlakeHolder on there, logging some things, rating them out of 5 stars. PSN, Mr. Watercoolers, Xbox, Mr. Watercoolers. Am I last? Or is it Nathaniel?
You can kick it over to me. I'm still on Instagram, Nathaniel G92, Letterboxd, and Blue Sky, NS Gingrich. Thank you, everyone. We'll talk to you next time, and we'll BRB.
America. Ready for another lesson.
Is it Jamie Foxx?
No, it's Lady Gaga. How old do you think Lady Gaga is?
Oh. Jamie Foxx is the other one that has the same birthday as me. That's where I was going.
That's funny. I wouldn't have known that either.
I'm pretty sure I only share a birthday with like Lil Wayne.
That's a good one.
Oh, that's
my other
dope.
one's Dick Van Dyke. He's the other one that's me. He's like he's got to be coming up on 100. That man's old, but he also rules.
Lady Gaga. I would bet she's probably
Should be late 30s.
38,
Late
38,
30s.
39.
Yeah. I think she's a little older. I think I'm gonna go 39.
You guys are good, man. 39. You guys are good. I would have guessed early 40s.
Yeah.
That would have been my guess, just off of like, I don't know, when did she first get famous? Maybe like mid late 2000s.
That would have been that's the Fame.
Right?
So yeah, it's like 2009 maybe. Is that 2008, 2009? Poker Face.
But then you look at that, like she's already,
Oh
I mean,
wait.
it's essentially 20 years old. You know what I mean? Like we're 20 plus years
Yeah,
old.
no, I
Maybe
think like had
she wasn't like a child prodigy of making music at 16.
No,
or
no,
something,
I
you know
think
what I mean?
she like didn't she like work as well too? She was like a stripper for a bit as well.
I have no idea.
I feel like that was a thing that I remembered at that time.
Well, looks like Just Dance is the song that got her. I don't know if this is her first single ever, right? But that's probably the song that got her big.
Just Dance, yeah. What was that?
If you would have said Iggy Azalea is a stripper or was a stripper, that I would.
Yeah, I would believe that. I would
Yeah.
believe that.
Lady Gaga. I
Um,
don't
No,
know.
she's Australian.
Yeah.
She might have been as well
Just
too. Who knows?
Dance 08.
Yeah, I was gonna say 08 feels like the time. Poker Face was there too, wasn't that? That was a big one.
as well. It's 08 as well.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. Okay, you guys are pretty good. You know what? No, just because we brought him
No,
up.
I mean, but again, as we're talking about, that's when we were that's when I was plugged into pop culture. Like that's that
right,
time,
right.
right? Wherever that shit mattered. So
Yeah. Now here's one for you. Jamie Foxx. So his birthday is December 13th. Can confirm. What do you think Jamie Foxx's age is?
I bet he's like 57. 57 or 58, somewhere in there. 56, 57, 58.
we go 53.
57. Tyler's rolling right now.
Yeah, fair.
This is actually very impressive.
Let's go, baby.
Now we're gonna so now we're gonna get pretty obscure here. Christoph Waltz.
Oh,
Christoph Waltz.
October 4th. He's an October 4th baby.
I'm gonna go.
I
I'm gonna go mid 50s. I think. I'm gonna go 50.
No. I'm going to say
I'm gonna go 50.
like 61. I'm going to say 60, 61.
Okay. Tyler's close, but you guys are both off. He's 68.
Is he?
Damn.
Yeah.
The
Man.
highest I was going to go was like 65.
Those German,
Yeah.
German, Austrian.
Austrian.
He's on that good healthy food. Looks, probably been working out since he was a child. Probably had to serve in the military or something.
Yeah. How about okay, here's one. I think you guys will have a pretty good pull at this. Leonardo DiCaprio.
Did he just hit 50? I think he's like recently 50. Maybe 40. No, I'm not gonna have a good one on this at all. No, okay, so wait. Hold on. Let me math this out. Because I think Romeo and Juliet, he's maybe like 18 or so. And that's 98, maybe 99. And that's around Titanic. I think he's like 18 around there. So, obviously that's 25 years ago. So that's 25 and 18. That's 43. Let's go 47.
Tyler?
Hey, sorry, Leah got home.
Oh, no worries, brother.
I didn't even have a headphone on. Who is it?
Leo.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leo, he's in his 50s. I would say 56, 57, somewhere in there.
Okay, you guys he's basically splitting between the both of you. He's 50.
Oh, I think I said that at the start. Didn't I say he just turned 50?
He's 50 on the dot.
Damn it.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get somebody else.
So he
in
was
there that might
actually
be a
like
little
21,
tricky.
22 when he did Titanic and where I
Yeah.
was thinking.
And then we just did The Departed last week. So in The Departed, he's, what is that, 30?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Right?
06,
Essentially. Departed's 05, 06.
Yeah. Probably filmed in 05.
Yeah. Let's see. Can we get on here? I think this one might be a little too easy. You know what? No, I think that one's a little too easy. I feel like Tom Cruise is a little too easy. It's too easy to get in the ballpark. Brad Pitt.
I think he's. Well, wasn't he like 50? Wasn't that like something like he's like 50 in F1 or something like that? Wasn't that part of the plot?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I don't know if they put his age on there, but yeah, he is obviously the old retired driver reviving his career.
I got a little backup. I asked my wife, so Leah and I will agree on 57. That's where she feels comfortable at.
Okay.
Do we win money?
No, we don't win money.
Yep,
Yeah,
Leah.
unfortunately,
Blake
we're not
is-
grossing anything on this podcast, Leah. This is all for the love of the game. If we were, you'd get the prize though, for sure.
Blake is bankrolling us on this one. We've
Yeah.
got outside investment. We're just trying to prove the concept and sell this one
Said we don't
on.
make money.
Yeah, the Patreon donations are the pot for this.
I think he's 61.
Wow, Nathaniel's correct on the head. 61.
61.
I was 60.
Yeah.
Had a
Okay.
birthday.
We'll get ready to
Retired
run.
F1 driver. He's up there. Fernando's like what, 44, 45?
Yeah,
so
somewhere in there, man. He's
Yeah.
incredible.
We'll get ready to round it out here. Angelina Jolie.
And then dinner.
Angelina Jolie. I'm gonna go. She can't be too far behind Brad.
Mm.
So I'm gonna go like 59.
58.
58. Does Leah got a vote here?
Do you have an answer? Angelina Jolie,
What was Brad?
61.
I think she's younger.
Well, give me a number.
Maybe she's older.
Give me a number.
62.
Did you hear that?
62.
62?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where actually the group is pretty wide away on this one. She's actually just turned 50.
Damn.
Yeah,
She's turned 50.
just turned 50. So
shit.
she's been famous for a while. Yeah, I guess when you look at it, I mean,
Well,
her movies in the 90s. She's
Well, and isn't
she's
she?
young.
She's a daughter of celebrity too, right? Like she's John
Yeah.
Voight's kid, so she's gonna be earlier opportunities. I guess is my
Yep.
point.
There it is.
It's like
That's
teriyaki
I think that's the last one I got for you
barbecue
guys.
ranch. It was pretty good.
I feel like the Tom Cruise was a gimme.
That dude's like 85.
Could you imagine still doing those stunts?
Yes,
But
I
he
can.
is 63. Yeah, like that's the thing though.
Yes.
But he is 63 still doing like practical stunts, which is
Yeah,
wildly
but how
impressive.
old's Jackie?
Who are we talking about?
Jackie Chan.
Jackie-
Yeah.
Jackie Moon?
Uh-oh.
Jackie Moon, the coach and player for the Tropics.
For the Flint Tropics?
Yeah. Okay.
He's
What's your
gotta
bet,
be
man?
65.
I got the answer here.
I think 65.
Jackie Chan, man, that dude's in his like 70s, brother.
You
I
think?
Yeah, I think he's like 73, 74.
Yeah, it's 71.
71.
Yeah, okay. That I was gonna say
Oh.
it's got to be right there.
Yep. Oldest person on the list so far. Oh,
Yeah, that dude's a
man.
fucking G.
I think this kind of just gave this away, though. I shouldn't have had that reaction. It was actually Chuck Norris. How old do you think Chuck
Oh,
Norris
dude,
is?
Chuck's in his 80s, I think.
80.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Or 85.
Yeah,
something
Yeah,
like that.
He's
He's been-
85. To
he's
be
been
clear,
around
I didn't
for
know
a
that. I would have guessed
while.
like a 70, 71, 72-ish would have been my guess. So yeah, I did not expect that. Wow.
Those
I
decades.
think the older
they sneak up quick.
stars get has a correlation with when they came into your life to how old you think they are.
That is very
Because
valid.
So-
at some point they do stop making material. So you stop seeing them in a sense
Yeah.
on such a regular basis. So then they're kind of frozen in time for you based on the last time that you saw them.
I think George Clooney talks about like you remain the age of whatever like age you were when you got famous in the public's mind. So
Yeah.
like someone like Matt Damon got famous super young, so like he's always like younger than we think he is kind of thing overall, where like Clooney's obviously got super famous a little later in life, so he's always like the gray fox kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. That's funny. All right, I know I keep rambling, but one more. This is the last one. I got to do it because he is a podcast favorite.
Okay.
Justin Long. How old do we think Justin Long is?
39.
43.
Tyler's closer. He's actually 47.
Yeah, I knew he was gonna be up there.
Yeah.
He's a dad in Weapons, dude. He's
Yeah,
crazy.
I was just thinking about it was when I thought of it was actually when I thought of Jeepers Creepers. I was like, he's definitely older.
Yeah, because Jeepers Creepers, what's the first one? 01?
Yeah, and he's like 25 in that one or something.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's not like he's 16 in that. So yeah. Yeah. There it is, fellas.
All right, should we kick this bad boy off?